everybody. I'm Eric with another episode of Rabbit and Red Reviews. Today I'm going to count down my personal top 5 whiskeys of 2018. So these won't be whiskeys that were necessarily released in 2018, but really just the favorite expressions that I encountered on my journey through whiskey over the course of 2018. But before I do that, I got to give a massive shout out to a bunch of whiskey tubers who actually helped me on this journey. So going to raise a glass to Ralphie, Single Malt Review, It's Bourbon Night, Food Quig, Scotch Test Dummies, Liquor Hound, Scotch for Dummies, Whiskey Whistle, Lunig, Horst Lunig at whiskey.com, Solig Whiskey Review, Talix the Whiskey Tech, Malted in Montreal, and a bunch of others for all the great reviews and content that y'all posted this year. As I said, you played a big role in my journey this year, including inspiring me to start my own channel. So be sure to give them a subscription, everyone. Sláinte. So while this year I tried a whole bunch of different whiskeys from all different kinds of styles. The Scotch was really kind of the one that I gravitated to the most. Really starting with a lot of different peated whiskeys. I really was into Laphroaig, Ardbeg, Port Charlottes, Kilchoman's, Taliskers, then really kind of got into sherries for a while, things like Glendronach, Aberlour, Glenfarclas, Dalmore. Then really kind of kicked it up a notch with cask strength stuff and barrel proof stuff, both Scotches, bourbons, and ryes, things like some of the expressions from Springbank, from Macallan, Booker's, and Knob Creek's cask strength rye. And then most recently really have kind of started moving now into getting into older stuff, the 18-year-old to 20 or the lower 20-year-olds. Things like Rhetoric Bourbon, Bunnahabhain, Glenmorangie, Glenlivet, Highland Parks, the older stuff. So it's been really quite a journey, but let's get into the top 5 of my personal top 5 whiskeys for 2018. So at number 5, we have the Laphroaig 10-year-old cask strength. This whiskey is absolutely amazing. It's bottled at 58%. They do a couple different releases of it a year. And what this really does is it takes that classic signature Laphroaig 10 and kicks it up quite a few notches. So it's a lot richer. You get that signature Laphroaig peatiness. It's got some saltiness to it. It also has those classic maritime flavors that you expect out of a lot of Islay whiskeys, and especially out of things from Laphroaig. This is a total cracker. This one you can get anywhere from about $70 to $80. Just really awesome stuff. So number 4 is a bourbon, and it is the Elijah Craig 12-year-old bourbon barrel proof. Specifically, this is batch C917. This one is bottled at 131 proofs of 65.5% ABV. And to be honest, this is the best bourbon I've ever had. It's super thick and punchy, mouth-watering with the brown sugar, cinnamon, clove, vanilla, that signature oak cask. Just absolutely amazing stuff. It can be a little bit harder to find because it is kind of high in demand, but if you do, you'll see it for around $65 to $85. And I can't recommend this stuff enough. This bourbon will really blow your mind. All right. So number 3 is an older Scotch. This is the Ball Blair second release, 1990. It's a 25-year-old Scotch. It kind of comes in quite a presentation, but this stuff is amazing. It's aged in ex-bourbon and ex-sherry, and just a lot of complexity. Dark chocolates and dark fruits. You get a lot of baking spices. It's got a kick from some black pepper and a little bit of tobacco. It's got incredible depth, but it's also really easy drinking. You can still find this stuff on the shelves or at some specialty shops. They can even order it for you. I mean, you can find this from anywhere from $170 to $200 for a 25-year-old whiskey of this quality. It's a must-buy. So Ball Blair 92nd release. Can't say enough. Number 2, which probably has to be my favorite Scotch ever, let alone in 2018, is the Ardbeg Uigeadail. Ardbeg Uigeadail, this is it's a non-age statement whiskey. It is bottled at 54.2%. It's amazing. It's that signature Ardbeg Islay peatiness, but it's been aged in sherry. So while you get the heavy peat, you still get some of that sea spray, but then it's got this really amazing finish of kind of a sweet fruitiness off the sherry casks, a little bit of drying, the brine with some hints of caramel and earthiness. It's just got it all. It's amazing, amazing stuff. You can find this anywhere from about $70 to $100. It goes amazing with a steak if y'all are into that. It's just great, great stuff. Non-chill filtered, natural color, just like all our Ardbegs. Top quality stuff right here. So that brings us to my number one. My number one whiskey of 2018 really, really blew me away. This one, when I first got a hold of it, it was actually only the second really kind of topper shelf Irish whiskey that I've ever had. But this is what Irish whiskey is all about. And it is the Redbreast 12-year-old cask strength. This is bottled at 58.2%. So much, about the same as the other, with the exception of the Balblair, which is only at 46%. Everything else on my list is kind of in this cask strength up, and there's a reason for that. This stuff, it is packing so much flavor. It's aged in ex sherry. It's just incredibly viscous, and you get both that signature Irish whiskey flavor from the unmalted barley, that kind of grain note that you should expect out of a really good Irish. It's in here, but it's balanced perfectly with kind of a nuttiness, raisin. There's a little bit of a kick of citrus, some apple, and then almost kind of a biscuit breadiness working, and a bit of spice, nutmeg especially, and some dark coffee notes. It's just awesome stuff. You can find this anywhere from $65 to $85. They do a couple releases of it a year. It's honestly my perfect pour. I can't say enough positive things about the Redbreast 12 cask strength. So Redbreast 12 cask strength is my 2018 whiskey of the year. So there it is, y'all. That's my personal top 5 whiskeys of 2018. Thanks y'all for watching and subscribing. I look forward to another year on this whiskey journey with y'all. So I'll catch you next time. Sláinte.